Hello, welcome back to another nighttime video. Apologize for my heavy breathing and my foot, but I am burning up. I just probably did about, for an overweight guy, it was quite a bit, but I know I could probably go further, but I didn't want to push myself. I probably did about at least a mile, or at least a mile and a half walking, you know, getting some groceries and stuff, and then bringing it back out here to the camper, and then loading them into the camper, and then loading some of them into cupboards, and some of them I didn't because I just started overheating too much. Oh my goodness gracious. So, even though I can't afford to burn fuel, it's better than dying, right? Better than having a heat stroke or something. I can feel it in my chest from the heat. I gotta calm down. Luckily I got ice water here. It's good. Yeah, I gotta calm down because I can feel it in my chest. But I know I'm still pretty damn healthy because every time I've been to the doctor and stuff, my blood is good. I don't have, my cholesterol's good, my heart's good. I don't have diabetes, none of that stuff. So for 57 and being overweight, I'm doing pretty dang good because I don't take no medications whatsoever. And I took off my watch, otherwise I could tell you my heart rate right now. I should have left it on, but it was making my wrist sweat and I was already hot, so I was like, get another thing off, you know. Matter of fact, I'm sitting in my boxer briefs right now with this t-shirt just to cool down quicker because I had my overalls on, but I knew I had to get them up quick to cool down as fast as I could. And I guess I'm a little glad that I parked closer to the store today. Normally, I will show you. Oops, they're got enough slack here. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. 98.5. Okay. Okay, there we go over here. So, I'm not too far from the store, but normally, oh, if we can see it, we'll get over here. We can see underneath them trees over there. Oops. Oh wait, there we go. On the other side of that, right where that car on the left is, under the light, under the tree line there, where the yellow light is, I normally park on the other side of it a lot, but I knew with the heat and stuff, it was probably smarter for me to park closer to the building here, so I didn't, you know, it probably would have been just fine, you know, but with the heat I've been feeling it in my chest more, so until it drops more weight or something, I don't know. At one point I was up to, hey, here I am. Hey, there's a car backing out. Oh, I'm being silly. Alright, welcome back to me. So, at one point, and I've said it in my other videos, I was over 400 pounds. And last time I weighed myself when I left a year ago, it's been a year since I weighed myself, I was at 276. So I don't know where I'm at now, but my legs are skinnier than when I left the foundry, so they started getting like a little bit of water retention in my legs, like lymphedema or whatever you call that or whatever. And I think it's from being on my feet all night, you know, working hard, and for 12 hours, 12, 14 hours at a run, or 10, 12, 14, mainly 10. And I was walking over 100 miles a week because every shift in the foundry, my watch, keeping track of my walking, I do about 15 miles a night on my shift. In between, all the heat and the heavy aluminum parts and all that stuff. Pretty amazing for my age. I'm pretty proud of myself, or impressed with myself, that I hung for 2.5 years. And I probably could have hung a bit longer, but it was starting to beat up my body. I could feel it. But I'm pretty good at mind over matter, and physical pain I can kind of close out for the most part. As long as I focus, Emotional pain, on the other hand, that'll whoop me. All my life, I've been pretty tough with physical pain. But man, emotional pain is a hard one for me. I'd rather break bones or I don't know. I've never had a finger or anything cut off or dismembered or nothing, so I don't know how bad that would feel. But I've had some pretty painful things happen to me, and I have broken a lot of bones. Had dealt with a lot of toothaches or abscess teeth or that before, so I know how bad that hurts. And none of that compares to emotional pain. Emotional pain can be tough, and I'm pretty tough emotionally too, for the most part. Now, when I was younger, I wasn't. When I was younger, it would affect me more. I had a soft heart, and I still do. But it's kind of sad in a way. As you get older and experience more things in life, and people let you down or hurt you or betray you or whatever, it starts changing, and I had a friend I met when I used to work in the food service. He's from Jamaica. His name was Steve, but his real name was Aishable, which meant Prince of the People, I think it was. Something like that. But anyway, I talked to him a lot about life and emotions and stuff too, because that's when I was an emotional wreck. Then me and my daughter's mom were split up. I had to relearn life, because I thought we were going to grow old together and raise a family together. And when that didn't work out, I had to relearn everything in life, It took me a while to get through that stuff. And anyway, talking about how as you through time, after it happens again and again, it's sad because you kind of get deadened to it a little bit. And he went like this, and then jabbed with his two fingers and said, love is like a snake. And then like, and I looked at him like, what are you talking about? He says, once you've been bitten so many times, you become immune, and I can kind of understand that, I can understand how that can happen to some people, but I don't think that'll ever happen to me, because I still have a big heart, I still care about people, and I will never shut love out, I still would like to have a significant other in life, but I won't settle for less. I know who I am, and I know how I deserve to be treated. I know how I treat my significant other. Never cheated, never would, because that's the way my mom raised me. She raised me to believe in the Lord and be faithful to who you're with, and all that good stuff. So never have I cheated on any woman I ever dated, and never would I. Although it's happened to me a lot of times. And some of the women I dated were maybe a little more flirty kind of women, but some of them, they all had good, great qualities. I wouldn't knock any of them, and as much as somebody might, try to blame it on drinking or this or that, or this is why it happened, and it's because of this, or it is what it is. But I believe I will have that in life. Even though I'm up there a bit. I sure hope I do. I don't pass on to the other side without it. But if that's what happens, it happens. When the Lord calls me, that's when it's my time to go, and I'm okay with that. I hope I get to do some more wonderful things on this planet before I go. There's things I want to see in the United States alone that I really hope I get to do. I want to see the redwood forest, the big trees, and I want to see, like to see Yellowstone Park and Grand Canyon. I want to see for sure. It'd be kind of nice to see Golden Gate Bridge. Possibly Alcatraz. I always thought was kind of cool as a kid growing up. I don't know if I'd be able to see that maybe. Out on that's just kind of a general idea. I like the Alamo and stuff like that. I'd love to do like the old Route 61 or whatever it's called. Route whatever. Can't think of it right now. Maybe that is. No, it ain't Route 61. That's Route 68. Is that what it is? I don't know. But anyway, that'd be a fun run. And out on the East Coast, I'd like to see the Statue of Liberty and stand in her crown. And I'd love it if I could go stand on her torch like it used to be when I was a little kid. But they closed that off when I was a little kid. I bummed out when I was a little kid too when I heard they were closing off the torch so people couldn't go up there. It made me really sad. I was just a little kid then too. I think so. Or maybe it was already closed and just my grandpa or my dad told me about it and it made me sad. But I was pretty little. Actually, I could ask Google, huh? Let's try to find that out.
When did they close the torch to the Statue of Liberty for tourists?
The Statue of Liberty's torch has been closed to tourists since July 30th, 1916.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, so it was closed long before I was even thought of. Closed in 1916. So it must have been my grandpa told me about it. My grandpa was born in, I think, 1905. On December 7th, 1905. So his birthday was Pearl Harbor Day. And I think he must have told me about it when I started crying when I was a little kid. I remember I was really sad because I was really fascinated by it. And the whole, even as a little kid, I could feel how important freedom was and stuff, you know, in our country. And I really liked the Statue of Liberty, and I knew the story about it. I wonder how old I was when that happened. I feel like I was like 6 years old or something. And I wanted to, maybe when I learned about it, about standing in her crown, maybe I learned about the platform on her torch and there was a stairwell that goes up her arm into the torch platform. And maybe that's when I was learning about her, that maybe that's when my grandpa told me that you couldn't go up in the torch anymore, and I started crying. I was sad. And who knows, maybe I'll get lucky, huh? Maybe I'll get to meet somebody that works there or something, you know, make an exception for me or something. Sure, it'd be nice. I'm sure there's lots of people that would like that. Of course, a lot of people wouldn't because they're scared to be scary heights, but I'll do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, what time is it? Oh, 11 o'clock. The store's closing. So, how long are we on here? I better end this down pretty quick here. I can't tell where we're at. Yeah, we're almost 13 and a half minutes. So, I don't know, I'm babbling about all kinds of stuff again like I always do. I just turn on the camera and let it rip. Definitely feeling better now. I'm cooled down more. I'm not sweating like I was. So that air conditioning is really nice. And now that I'm not being all physical, even when I shut off the camper, it's still warm, but I won't be sweating up a storm because my heart rate's down now and stuff. So I'm sure it is. So, but yeah, I'd like to see the Statue of Liberty still. I don't know about the camper though. That one's gonna be a tough one. I don't even know how I'm gonna finance any of this because here I am still with no money and no work, and been like that for over a year now, just doing what God wants me to do. So come on, Lord, you know, I don't want to cope for. I want to do this stuff. I want to make some money and see the country a bit, you know. I promise I'll help people along the way like I've been doing all my life to the best of my ability. You send them to me or send me to them along the way, and I'll spend time with them. I don't have to hurry, I don't think. But I'd like to do it before I can't walk anymore, or my eyesight goes, or something, you know. Hopefully that won't happen. I'm doing pretty good so far, but you never know, you know. I just don't want to get too old and and be wishing I would have already done it, you know. So, you know, I guess I'll talk about it in my next video. Talk to God about anything that's on your mind. Happy, sad, mad. It's okay to vent to Him. It's okay to thank Him for all the good things in your life. And it's okay to ask for more things in your life. Especially if you're not asking out of greed, you know, or something like that. If you got a good heart, you can ask God for anything, you know. I mean you're going to get it, but so talk to God. And thank you for being here and watching, and God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.